Welcome to the doorway to sight reading options. It's a user interface redesign that does away with crusty tab atrocities in favour of a slicker interface without any of the mental athletics involved in the setups of yesteryear. At the beginning here, let's look through the menu options. So under File, we have Save, Save As, Delete Presets. Now when we save a preset, do you see this little eye here? This eye will store information about the preset. Then we have our presets. This is a list of settings that we have saved. Then we have import and export, which is import preset from file, import preset from the website, which is found in the resources tab in Guitar SightReader Toolbox under community, and then export preset to desktop. Next we can change our instrument from guitar to bass to 5-string bass and 6-string bass. This sets the global instrument for Guitar SightReader Toolbox. Next we have guitar sounds, a whole bunch of different sounds we can use instead of the guitar music. And then pitch choice. Pitch choice basically, when we read music written for guitar or bass, it sounds one octave lower than a piano would, for example, if it played the same music. Concert pitch enables the music will play one octave higher so that we have to force ourselves to play in the same register as a piano. Help is basically how to access these help files, of which this is how to set up SightReader, for example. If we're starting from scratch, the first step is to choose the notes on the fretboard we're going to see on our score. We see that the notes in orange are the only notes we can select. That is dictated over on the left side with the key signature and scale choice. By default, it is set to major, but you can set it to any scale we have. This includes, near the bottom of this list, chromatic all flats and chromatic all sharps. Let's stick with C major. We can choose these notes individually, or we can save time by clicking on the left of the fretboard and dragging across to the right. So there we have our selection. Step 2, we want to add the possible time values of the notes. This is done by clicking on the blue buttons. The values, when you click on these buttons, will be none, rarely, average, and often. As we can see, we have note choices, rests, dotted, triplets, and groups of 5 and groups of 7. Let's choose often for quarter notes and eighth notes and rarely for their rests. These are in reality presets that set up the rhythms in the deep rhythm editing panel. There's another video for that. Next we have the option for ties and accidentals. Let's set these values to rarely. Step 3. We go to the selected note jump. This sets the random distance between notes. If it's set like this to 1 note away, it will move 1 note up or down from the previous note. I recommend trying out 3 notes away. Going down, we have swung eighths. This is important in jazz swing. Eighth notes are not played straight like they are in classical music, but almost like a triplet where the first eighth note length is played as the first 2 beats of the triplet, and then the second has the time value of the last beat. Then below is the time signature. These settings will be used by the 2 sight reading modes, the scrolling sight reader and the page sight reader, to generate the notation. The next part of this video is how to set it up so we get chords notated in our music. In SightReader, using our selection, we want some chords, meaning more than 1 note at a time. To do this, we make use of our chord library files. SightReader Options will scan our fretboard notes and work out which of these chords will fit inside our selection. Clicking on Open Chord Libraries will open a little applet called Chord Library Notation Chords. It's quite simple, just drag a file from the bottom box to the top box and then click Submit and Close. Next, above the Clean Fretboard button we can set our values on how often we get chords. Now, when we enter into the sight reading modes, we will see chords. If no chords are shown, you may have chosen a chord library where the chords do not fit inside your selection. As you can see, SightReader can be as easy or as difficult as you need it.